first grade. Today we will be reading Two of a Kind. The author's name is Jackie Robbins and the illustrator's name is Matt Phelan. The ins and outs of being in or out. As we read, focus on the conflict or the problem, the solution or the resolution, and how this impacts the other characters in the story and what it tells us about the big idea of the story. Kayla and Melanie are two of a kind. That's what Kayla and Melanie say. Even our teachers, Miss Becky, says it's sometimes like when Kayla and Melanie beg to be partners at work time. Jaleesa and I like to be partners too, but nobody calls us two of a kind. Miss Becky does say, Jaleesa, Anna, can you help? A lot, and we do. At recess, Kayla and Melanie sit on the jungle gym. They pretend to do each other's hair. They whisper and giggle. Nobody is invited up. At recess, Jaleesa and I sit under the slide. We pretend to stand up and hit our heads. We laugh until our glasses fall off. Anybody is invited, but nobody comes except Henry and Matthew. One day in science, Miss Becky says we are going to do experiments. She asks who knows what an experiment is. Jaleesa and I raise our hands. Jaleesa says an experiment is when you try something to see what happens. When Jaleesa says that, I notice Kayla and Melanie laugh. Melanie holds up her fingers in circles in front of her eyes. Kayla makes a face. I put down my hand. Miss Becky says our experiments will be about how colors mix together to make other colors. We have to use markers and water and coffee filters. While Miss Becky chooses our partners, Kayla and Melanie hold hands and whisper, two of a kind. I don't look at Jaleesa. Miss Becky makes me partners with Melanie. Melanie sighs and puts her head on the desk. She says she hates science. She says, why did Jaleesa and I raise our hands so much? She says I have to do all the work. I tell Melanie I can make a rainbow. Melanie says the markers stink like feet, but she takes her head off the desk. I know just what to do because Jaleesa and I read all about colors at her house. I take a black marker and draw a circle in the middle of the coffee filter. I fill the circle all the way in with the marker. Then I dip my pinky finger in the water and carefully let one drop fall on the circle. Right away the circle spreads, and I can see all the colors that make the marker black. Blue and green lines squiggle to the sides of the filter. I drip another drop, and pink and orange fill the center. Whoa, Anna, Melanie yells. Miss Becky shushes us. Melanie says I am so smart. She says maybe I am cool after all. She wants a turn. I let her try. She lets Kayla try. They do not drip carefully. Our cup spills. Water goes everywhere. Miss Becky uses her angry voice. She says we have to clean up before we go to recess. I sigh, but Melanie touches my hair. Hey, she says, pulling my arm away from the mess. Do you want to play with us? We do not clean up. At recess, I sit on the jungle gym with Kayla and Melanie. They pretend to do my hair. They say I should get braids. They say I should get better glasses. Melanie says, "At least she's not Miss Giant Eyes." Kayla laughs and points to the slide, but I don't even have to look. I already know who they mean. The next day, at free reading time, Jaleesa asks if I want to sit with her and read our favorite poem book. Kayla and Melanie ask if I want to sit on the rug. They all stare at me. I don't say a word, but I go to the rug. Kayla and Melanie do not read. They whisper and giggle. I peek over the top of my book at Jaleesa. She is sitting alone with her poem book. Her eyes stare at it, but she never turns a page. At lunch, I asked Jaleesa if she read our favorite poem, but Jaleesa just walks away. My stomach hurts. I can't eat anything. Kayla and Melanie take my cookies. They say, "Mmm, yum," and dance like the girl on TV. I remember one time I went over to Jaleesa's house and her dad showed us how to funny dance. We stood on his feet and he twirled us around and around. I look across the lunch table to Jaleesa. She is not eating either. At recess, I sit on the jungle gym. Kayla and Melanie pretend to do each other's hair. I watch the slide. Jaleesa and Henry and Matthew are laughing. Kayla and Melanie say I should get braids. They say I should get better glasses. I would like Kayla and Melanie to just be quiet. When Miss Becky rings the bell for the end of recess, Kayla says, "Let's stay here. Let's make someone come and get us." Everyone runs to the line. We do not move. Miss Becky calls my name and waves. Melanie says, "Stay." Jaleesa stands below the jungle gym. She says, "Recess is over, you know." Kayla makes a face and laughs. Melanie says, "We're not coming." Jaleesa looks at Melanie. Her eyes are sharp and her voice is calm. "I'm not talking to you. I don't care about you." And I can tell she really doesn't. Jaleesa turns back to me. She blinks. "Anna?" Her voice is shakier, like maybe now she does care. "If you get down," Melanie says. But I am already down. I grab Jaleesa's hand and run for the line. "You're just like her after all, aren't you?" Melanie yells. "Of course I am," I call back over my shoulder. "We are two of a kind." And Jaleesa and I laugh until our glasses fall off. Thanks for listening today. In your meeting today, we'll talk about the conflict resolution, impact, and big idea. Can't wait to hear your ideas. See you then.